I don't know if all that music means I'm supposed to sing or what, but they got me wrong if they think that's what I'm going to do next. I think before I start, let's give another round of applause to Jaime for his beautiful remarks here tonight. Takes a lot to do that. Well, I got a call from the Archbishop's office and asked me tonight, could I come and say a few words to introduce the video tonight. I said I'd be happy to do that. And they said, well, could you do that in 60 to 90 seconds? I said, that's not one of my gifts. I said, someone gave me a plaque one time that said, Ted never says anything in a sentence that he could say in a paragraph. So you can see that there's one of the many ways I'm similar to your Archbishop, the honoree here tonight. After all, we've been friends all these years, and let me just ask you this question. Have you ever heard him answer a question in 60 to 90 seconds? So we've been friends since we started high school together in 1963, 61 years ago. We have a lot in common. Our mothers were friends. They were friends of one another. We were friends of each other's mothers as well. In fact, we were blessed that they both lived good, long lives, well into their 90s, and passed within a year of one another in Catholic care facilities. I think the honoree tonight is incapable of telling a lie from what I've known of him all these years. But, you know, one of the things that we did is we played racquetball together for years. And I know he couldn't lie, but, you know, one of the things about this gentlemanly game is when you call the ball in or out. So I think he perhaps had very bad vision when we were playing. And I hope that there's been some very good eye doctors here in the Kansas City area. Another thing was that we were in college together. We were in a four-part harmony class. And you know what row he and I sat in? Row 5. And they told us, you boys can sing whatever you want in row 5, just don't sing loud. It's to disturb the other boys. So we've gone through the different stages of life together, high school, college, ordained together, serving as young priests, and now into our advancing years, we've lost our hair at the same time. You can see neither one of us has made the Rogaine salesman very prosperous, and we were both born in the 1940s. Do the math. That means we've lived in 9 decades. So you should talk polite to anybody who's lived in 9 decades. And also, did any of you ever get a handwritten note from him? Tell me, could you really read it? I mean, you know what I'm saying. So I remember, on a serious note, kind of, we'll have the... I remember this was between racquetball games one time. He told me that our Archbishop had asked him to serve as Vicar General in our diocese. And he asked me what I thought about it. He said, I'm kind of worried about this. I'm not sure that I know what I need to know to assume those responsibilities. And you'd think that a good friend would say, yeah, you can do it. But I said, I think you're right. You may not know what you need to know to do it. But I said, you know what? I don't think that really matters. I said, I don't think that's why he asked you, because everybody has to learn on the job, no matter what it is. But I said, here's the reason that I think he asked you. He asked you because you are a man of unquestionable integrity. Everything else you need to learn, you'll learn on the job. And, of course, one of the most obvious ways that he has continued to display this integrity, not only in the responsibilities he had in St. Louis, but in the 20 years that he's been here. You all familiar with a saying which helps to guide his life. If you want peace in a world desperately in need of peace, work for justice. If you want justice, defend life. If you want to defend life, speak the truth. Now I ask you, is there a man who's any more unafraid to speak the truth? Give him a round of applause for that here tonight. You know his motto, life will be victorious. We don't know when that will be, but we know it to be true. And we support him and his leadership in this regard. Now, you know, he does a remarkable job of maintaining his friendships in St. Louis. But I know that he's made some new friends since he's moved here to Kansas City 2 decades ago. Now he's friends of the Royals, friends of the Chiefs, friends of the Ravens, friends of the Jayhawks, and even friends of the Donnelly Dragons. And he's friends, which this has come about within the last year or so. He's friends of Travis and Taylor. You know, that's kind of, it's a new chapter in his life. So I'm glad he hasn't abandoned us back in St. Louis. But he, you know, of course, even more importantly, he's friends of the little brothers and little sisters of the Lamb. He's friends of Catholic education. He's friends of our Catholic faith, friend of Jesus Christ. And I'm proud to still be called one of his friends. So I know after I finished here, they actually have found some people here to say some very kind things about him. So please give that your attention.